Many pray along the way.
They don't stop to wonder
What the world is coming to.
they let something higher
Reveal the way to greater love. Oh yeah. So the truth keeps telling me,
sing of liberation.
for the ones who are not free,
Love can take us higher.
reveal the way to greater love. Oh yeah. So we let it wash over us.
We let it,
Make us kinder.
we let it,
Let us fire.
we let it be. We let it,
Early in the morning.
we let it,
Hold us together.
we let it,
Now and forever.
we let it be.
We let it.
Some cry along the way, walking through the sadness. For a world that needs to know love can take us higher. Reveal the way to greater love. Oh yeah. He's telling me love's the only answer. And to all humanity, we can stay inspired. Reveal the way to greater love. So we let it wash over us. We let it make us kinder. We let it lift us higher. We let it be. We let it early in the morning. We let it hold us together. We let it yes and ever. We let it be. We let the love wash over us. We let it be. We let the joy, we let the joy wash over us. We let it be. We let the peace. We let the peace wash over us. We let it be. We let the love. We let the love wash over us. We let it be. We let the love wash over us. We let it be.
Let's take a deep breath. Ah, Good morning. I'm so happy to see all of you. What? Good morning. Thank you for choosing to be with us today. I'm Annie Golia. My pronouns are she, her, and they. And I'd like to thank our amazingly talented musicians. Let's give them a big hand. Woo! So we have Deb Santa Maria on piano and the harmonious voices of the Sounds of Joy with Terry Stanley. Let's give them another hand. Yeah. Woo! And also give a hand to our masterful sound engineer, Levi Griffin. Yay, Levi. I want to welcome you to the Oakland Center for Spiritual Living, where we teach spiritual principles and practices that nourish us, uplift us, and celebrate our oneness with all of life. A special warm welcome to those of you joining us for the very first time. We're so glad you are here in the sanctuary with us. Please raise your hand if you dare. And someone will bring you a welcome packet. Yay. Keep those hands raised so people can see you. Yeah, good. Welcome, welcome. Also, a big welcome to everyone who is joining us on YouTube Live and Facebook Live. Let's give them a wave. Make sure that you sign up for our weekly newsletter so you can learn about all the fun things that we are doing here and offer here at the Oakland Center. I want to respectfully have us all acknowledge that here in the Bay Area, we gather on the traditional land of the indigenous Ohlone people. We honor with gratitude the land itself and the people who have stewarded these lands for countless generations. Now, let's take a moment to bless our children wherever they might be. We bless all the children in our community and the world. We love you, we see you, we know the truth of who you are. You are unique expressions of God, and we are grateful to have you in our lives, and so it is. For a deeper dive into our topic of feeling good, join practitioner Christopher Brown on Wednesday, January 31st at our midweek oasis. Meditations at 6:30 and services at 7, and that's on Zoom. Our 2024 daily community spiritual practice using the Abundance Book 40-Day Prosperity Plan by John Randolph Price continues. Today, we're on the 28th day of the program, which is the 8th affirmation in the book. So please follow along in the order that the affirmations appear. Join Reverend Sunshine Michelle on Wednesdays at 3 p.m. via Zoom for a 1-hour discussion on the 40-day prosperity program. So join in the conversation. Visit oaklandcsl.org and scroll down to use the Wednesday Oasis service Zoom link to join the conversation at Wednesday at 3. The season for nonviolence is coming up. It convenes on January 20th through April 4th for 64 days, commemorating the anniversaries of the deaths of Mahatma Gandhi and Martin Luther King Jr. Please contact Linda Wyman or sign up at the front desk to receive daily affirmations during this period. Does anybody have Linda Wyman's information? For some reason, it didn't show up on my thing. Okay. Thank you so much. Yes. Bookstore at oaklandcsl.org. Thank you so much. I thought I checked everything, but The OCSL Wonderful Women's Spiritual Empowerment Group has started a new 6-week series. The next session begins on February 4th. Please sign up on the events page at oaklandcsl.org. The Lend a Hand Foundation is requesting donations for the following items: raincoats, ponchos, what time of year is it? The rainy season. Tarps, umbrellas, blankets, and socks. Please place your donations in the barrel located in the foyer of the education building that's across the way by the end of the month. Thank you so much for your donations. They are much needed. Please stay connected. Visit our website at oaklandcsl.org for more details about holiday and year-end activities happening at the center and what's coming up in the new year. Sign up for our weekly newsletter, The Village News, by clicking I'm New button. Please follow us on Instagram, YouTube, and Facebook for special updates and content you'll only find by liking and subscribing to Oakland Center. And now, please stand if you are willing and able, and let's recite our mission and vision statement together. The vision of the Oakland Center for Spiritual Living is to joyfully reveal the love and oneness of God. We are a welcoming and inclusive spiritual community dedicated to individual transformation and collective growth. Our purpose is to love, inspire, and serve our community and the world through education, music, prayer, and play. And so it is. Have a blessed day.
Good morning. I'm Doug. I'm going to start with our readings for today and then move into our prayer, and then we'll get some more entertainment from our singers and the band. Hey, Deb. All right, here we go. The first is from Ernest Holmes. The divine presence is everywhere, and filling all space must be in me. It must be that which I really am. And the second reading is from Hafiz. We are the guardians of beauty. We are the protectors of the sun. There is only one reason we have followed God into this world: to encourage laughter, freedom, dance, and love. We are the companions of God's beauty, the guardians of truth. Every man, plant, and creature in existence, every woman, child, and note is a servant of our beloved, a harbinger of joy, of light. So just in this space, taking a deep breath in, and allow the goodness that Spirit is to wash over you right here and right now. Knowing full well that the divine presence is everywhere. It has no beginning nor no end. It just simply is. It is that place of absolute perfection, love, peace. There is no place that God is not. For God is good, and good is God. And I absolutely know that each one of us is held in the heart mind that Spirit is, for we are of it. It is that center of our being that sings its praise its joy, its laughter, as the divine in each one of us. And so I bless this service this day, knowing that it is filled full of goodness, of grace, of divinity. I bless Reverend Sunshine Michelle and Jordon as they allow Spirit to speak through them and to share their message of goodness this day. I bless all of our musicians, our singers, knowing full well that they simply channel Spirit through their voices, through their music, allowing their goodness to wash over us as the audience. And I bless each one of you here today, knowing that you are here by divine appointment, that you experience the good this morning, and each of us takes that goodness out with us into the world as a blessing from ourselves, from the Oakland Center for Spiritual Living. For that, I give great gratitude. And so it is.
Oh, can you hand me one? Down. Yeah, right. Yeah, keep going. I'm tall. I'm tall. In January for you to enjoy, that's for sure. Welcome to the Oakland Center for Spiritual Living. I'm Reverend Dr. Sunshine Michelle Coleman, and I appreciate each and every one of you here, and those on live stream, hi to you too. And so I have this mic because I was asked last week by one of our dear elders in our community who wants to give a quick thank you to us. And so I am going to invite, Andy, will you help Miss Lita De Seville come up here with me? Come on. You want me to come to you? Actually, you want to come up there, or should we do it from here? We can do it from right here. Okay. You want to do it from right here, from your seat?
Yep.
Okay.
That's fine.
I want you to have the mic so everybody can hear you, though.
Oh, I don't want to stand in front of you.
Okay. Well,
Just
you
sit.
know, they got to see you on camera now. I want people to know that you're thanking them. Go ahead.
All right. Good morning, OCSL. Good morning. I'm very glad to be here, believe me. I just want to give a special shout out and thank you to all of you for your love, your support, phone calls, cards, good wishes. All very uplifting, and I really appreciate it, and I thank you, and I've missed being here. And I also want to thank my friends and relatives and folks I don't know. I just have a multitude of support, and I want to thank 5 earthly angels that came to my rescue. 2 young ladies who got out of the car, and 3 gentlemen who were behind me. They were all standing with me and supporting me and uplifted me, and I'm so grateful. I'm grateful to God, my holy angels, the heavenly realm, and everybody, because I just feel so blessed. It was bad enough, but it could have been worse, because I'm here. So I'm here, and I'm grateful. So I just mainly wanted to thank all of you, my spiritual community, the village. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you, baby. I was taught to appreciate our elders, and to, when she asked me that she wanted to thank you personally, how could I say no to that? So thank you once again. I want us to take a collective breath, and what I mean by that, for those of you who are visiting with us and don't know, is for us to come together in the collective consciousness and to hear the word of truth this day. So right where you are, exhale, just let it go. And now taking a nice, deep, easy breath, fill your lungs and let it out with a sigh. We're going to do that twice more. Do it slowly, gently, filling your lungs with the breath of life. Let it out with a sigh. Once more, even more air this time. Breathing it in. With a bigger sigh, let it out. Beautiful. And now simply allow the breath of God to flow in and out of your body. Nothing you need to do but allow. And now we can hear the word together. This year, we're focusing on a grand rising is our theme, Centers for Spiritual Living. And it happens to be the theme for the month as well. A grand rising, rising into the new, rising into the new day, the new dawn, the new life. Today, we're talking about feeling good. And today we have a treat. But I'm going to kick it off, and then I'm going to pass it along to my special guest. So that's the treat that we're in for. You saw that we're focusing on the 40-day abundance book, the prosperity plan. And I like to do an affirmation at the front of the talk. It's our call and response. It's our time to speak out what it is that we're intending, whether we're experiencing or not. It's about coming into the consciousness of oneness of God. And that's why we do it in collective, in community. So today, as you heard Annie say, is day 8 in the program. It's a 40-day program. We're on day 28. There are 10 affirmations we say 4 times. That's what's the 40, right? So we're on day 8. So if you are willing, it's all by choice, I invite you to declare out loud together. And it's not just reading it. Say it like you mean it and like you know that it is true with every fiber of your being. Together, let's go. My consciousness of the Spirit within me as my unlimited source is the divine power to restore the years diminished by negativity, to make all things new, to lift me up to the high road of abundant prosperity. This awareness, understanding, and knowledge of spirit appears as every visible form and experience that I could possibly desire. Do you hear that? Every experience that I could possibly desire is mine, a part of this abundant consciousness. Just let it seep in. There's parts of us that can't even relate to that, but feel the presence of it and let it come into you. So when we talk about feeling good, that's our theme today. Feeling good to me is relative. It's relative to whatever you're feeling good about. Because, as I always say, things could always be worse, right? They can always be worse. So it's relative to what I'm feeling good about. And how can we feel good when there's so much to feel bad about? You know, I'm one that I like to bring in the other side of the equation, because this is a great practical philosophy that we're in the science of mind, yet we are living in our human experience and have so many things going on around us. I don't want to bypass it. I don't want to be myopic. I want to bring it in, call it out, so that we can call out the truth, and then it can be reconciled and neutralized, if you will. And so that's why I call in this other side. Feeling good, but yeah, there's some bad things to be talking about. And this is on the real. I am one that is going to bring it to you on the real. I don't want to bypass it. So we can always strive to feel good. I could give you a message right quick, and Jordon may as well, that will help lift you up and send you out of here on a cloud. But I want to acknowledge that somebody out there, I can guarantee you, is hurting. Some of you out there are experiencing, you have to. This is what life is about, right? And how do we learn from it? So I am about calling it out instead. So that is why I'm doing it, so that our theme is grand rising, right? So that we can rise. We can rise into this grand space because we're being real and we're being honest, and we can stretch into the new day from that place with a balanced and a solid footing. Here is an affirmation, a quote, which I like to bring in. And, I don't know who it's by. They're called Inspiring Positive Change, TRVST. It's on the web. But they say every single day is a good day, no matter how bright or dark it is, because it always brings an opportunity to start a positive beginning in your life. So that's the same as me saying in the very next moment, I could say this thing to you right now, and in the next moment I can change my thinking, change my life. Right that quick. So I have an example. You saw that every Wednesday at 3 o'clock I'm doing this conversation on abundance. And we've been having a really good time. There was someone last week who says, well, the concept of abundance, I have problems with that. I have problems with that because I may name and claim all my good, but I'm seeing all the lack and limitation out there. So what I said was, I gave the example of a houseless person. That we could, we're claiming our good and we see someone living on the streets. And then how do we reconcile that? Is that abundance? Is that good? And what I introduced is, wait a minute, let's watch our perspective. Let's not project onto somebody, because we don't know that that person that is houseless is not doing their affirmations and experiencing some form of abundance themselves. We don't know that, right? And so we need to be careful not to project negativity that might not be there on that. And so it was a great conversation. It's an opportunity for us to pay attention to our perspective, regardless of the circumstances or appearances that may happen. So then it begs the question, how do we ensure that our trying to feel good doesn't bypass other things that are going on where we should face reality that might not be so good? Because we live in that both and, right? So we have to experience both. And here's what I'd say, that we try to stay as balanced as we can and as grounded as we can, so that we realize the reality, the human reality, while we're realizing the divine truth. Stay with me, because sometimes that might be hard to see. It may be like, why is that? If we look at the wholeness of God, the allness of God, the abundance of God, how come there's that? How do we allow ourselves to feel good about something that appears superficial or out of integrity? And the answer, you want to know the answer I came up with? Stay in your lane. Do you. And let everybody else do them. Do you, let them do them without judgment. That's the hard part, right? Because we want to judge how somebody is doing themselves. We judge ourselves that way too, right? And even if they are out of integrity, that's on them, not you. Don't go fix them, worry about you. How you're thinking about it, how I'm thinking about it. And then it's about accountability, right? How are we accountable to ourselves, and let others do the same thing? And if someone asks us, well, will you be my accountability partner? Then that's a different story, because they've invited you in to help hold them accountable for where they may stray off the path. My sacred prayer partner reminded me of the Ho'oponopono prayer. The Hawaiian prayer. How many of you have heard of that? Most in the house, right? And it is so simple. And it's relevant and it's effective. It goes like this. I'm sorry. Isn't that a great place to start? I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. Say that with me. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. And we can say that to ourselves. Not only about the person that we're wanting to ease the tensions with, but also for ourselves. And that's what I've had an opportunity to do this last couple of weeks. I tell myself all the time, because I have permission to do that. I do that because I'm working my spiritual principles and practices, and I want to be an example and show you what I'm doing, and you've got your examples, so you can tell on yourself if you want to, just don't tell on somebody else, okay? So I have something that's crept up, that's an old thing. Stay with me. It's an old thing. It's an old thing that I've been working on for a long time. I thought I did my healing. I thought I had healed every aspect of this thing. And then something triggered it, and wow, oh my goodness, I couldn't believe it was right there again. Have you ever had that? Yes. I mean, some old stuff, and then some other stuff packs on to it, and so, oh my goodness. And so I've been in this quandary and this kind of funk thing of, oh my goodness, what do I do with this? And I've said before, I abhor hypocrisy. I don't like hypocrisy, and what that means is that I don't want to act as though I'm okay when really I'm not. To me, that's hypocritical. That's why I welcome you just as you are to this place. I don't want to do that feel-good dance just to show you a happy face, because I'm all about authenticity and integrity, and I invite you to do the same. I want to do both. How do we do both? Genuinely work on the situation while simultaneously finding a way to be my cheery self. That's been my quandary. That's why I don't play poker, because I would lose every time, right? And I want to be genuine about it. So how do I do this? So here's the conclusion that I came to, that it's okay. Listen to me, because I'm giving you permission, hopefully, not that you need my permission. It is okay to be in pain and to feel good. It is, talking about feeling good, it's okay to be in pain and to feel good as long as I feel like you're working through the pain. Don't just dwell in it and talk about it and be in the story of it, and you're not trying to work through it with your principles that we're here to practice. And then it's not so much like hypocrisy, and it's not bypass. You know, bypass is when we pray it away. Oh, it's hope, but God is, and therefore I am is true. And all is well. Yes, all is well. We're naming and claiming that. But that does not mean that you can't acknowledge that you're in pain, you're feeling sad, you're upset, you're mad, you're angry, or whatever it is. Work on that. Because guess what? If you don't, it's underneath. So here's the conclusion I came to. I said, oh my goodness, you were working me, Spirit. This topic is for me. This whole experience is for me, and I'm hoping it's for you too, in that I have to do something with this. I'm noticing that this old thing is causing me consternation. I couldn't even tell my prayer partner good about what it was because I was all tangled up in my words. And you better believe I was beating myself up about that because, minister, I should know better, right? I should know better. I should do better. I should, all these things, should, would, could. You with me? Okay, so we have to work on ourselves. This is an opportunity. I get to flip the script. I get to look at it differently and say, thank you, Spirit, for this blessing to let me know that there's some more deep down in the underneath. This is an opportunity for me to heal. This is an opportunity for me to grow. I don't want to whine. I don't want to just whine about it. I want to do something with it. So it's that continuum that I talk about. We need to find the middle ground, the balanced part of the continuum. So, today's abundance affirmation, to some of you, I hope you noticed, I changed it because today is the one that gives people a hard time with the language on, it says, to restore the years the locusts have eaten. And in our discussion group, someone said, what is that? Do we have to say that? Replace it with whatever you want to. So I replaced it about negativity. But I thought about it. What I'm working through this issue I'm telling you about is I have the opportunity to restore the years the locusts have eaten. That stuff that was way back there that's coming forward, that I can re-know the truth and re-know abundance so that it can restore that. This is how hope is restored. So, I have a special guest today, and we're going to see what his take on feeling good is now that I've teed this up. Let me tell you a little bit about our own Jordon Dabney. Alongside a lifetime in the OCSL, Oakland Center for Spiritual Living community, Jordon Ellis Dabney is a lifelong lover of culture, and they've spent their life you can hear the pronouns, right? They use they. They've spent their lives studying creativity and play as expressions thereof. Dancing, sports, writing, music, video games, and interactive media are all mediums Jordon uses to understand themselves and the world around them. Their experiences nurturing their craft in art spaces like ODC. What does that stand for? Oberlin Dance Company? Okay, I meant to look that up. ODC, Oaktown Jazz Workshops and Game Heads, and growing up in families like Dimensions Dance Theater and the Black Choreographers Festival have given them the space, confidence, and knowledge to share parts of themselves through creation. Ooh, I'm creating words. Creation and competition. From dancing at YBCA to international track and field competitions, from singing in jam sessions in New York to playing saxophone at Yoshi's and the Paramount Theater, Jordon cherishes every opportunity to grow with art and to move humanity forward with love. Let's welcome our own Jordon Dabney.
Thank you so much for that beautiful intro. And before I speak, I also want to say thanks to everyone here who's been part of this community and watched me grow up and helped raise me, as this community has, because a lot of what I'm going to be talking about today is because of being raised here. Something in the reading that was said in the Ernest Holmes quote brings me back to what I think resonates so well with Holmes's writing. It's the simple logical conclusions. If the divine presence is everywhere, and I am part of that everywhere, the divine presence must be in me. It must be what I really am. God in me, as me, is me. How many people have heard that before? Right. And it's something that we relearn and relearn over and over and over again throughout our lives. God in me, as me, is me. And with this new year, I think I've come into that in a new way. And I'm just going to be talking about what I've learned at the beginning of this January, about joy in particular. I want to warn you guys, I like some participation. So I'm going to ask you guys, invite you to participate a little bit. And it's going to start with this question. I want people to shout out, what's something that brings you joy? Could be anything. Singing. Dancing, singing, family, music, peach cobbler. Yeah, art, food, the people around us. Beautiful sunsets, the world that we see, yeah. Synchronicity, that's a great one. There's a particular answer that I'm actually looking for. This is a trick question. I hate when people do that, but don't worry, you're not graded. The answer I was looking for is myself. No one said I bring myself joy, and I think that is a very important thing. Part of it is also the limitations of our language, or more so the way language expresses ideas. I'm going to get into that a little bit later. But we say, or actually I'm going to get into it now, it's going to come back later. We say things bring me joy or things make me happy. And there's truth in that. There are things that have joy placed in them. As someone that makes games, when I'm making games, I am thinking about a joyful experience. That is embedded into the thing that I am making. When someone made Tetris, when someone created basketball or the scooter or the skateboard or the Rubik's Cube, joy was in those things, yes. But when you have those things or participate in those things or are with the people that bring you joy, you said synchronicity, that's what comes to mind for me. That joy is in those things, yes, they bring you joy, but that joy is also in you. So, things I've started thinking about are, instead of things bringing me joy, I feel joy when I do this thing. It's why I love the phrase, I am happy. Because yes, I am happy. I am joy. It's in there. I'm having fun. I have fun. It's with me. The fun is with me. When I'm doing the thing that is fun for me, it's because I have the fun. And other people in the space also have the fun. We are all having fun together. That's something we are sharing within each other. When you're playing with a basketball, the basketball is not necessarily fun. It's a rubber thing. You make the fun with it. You're the fun. And that has shifted the way that I think about joy and feeling good. And hopefully, me talking about it in my perspective is able to call this forward for you in all the ways that you've felt this, because I'm sure this is something that everyone has felt at some point in their lives, right? Yeah. Okay, so yeah, that language, I think, is incredibly important, and something that in sessions with counselors through my school, something that's helped me a lot is them asking me where I'm feeling things. And it's one of the things that opened up this train of thought for me. Joy being a feeling, joy being within me, the biggest evidence I have of that outside of the theory and the logic that we talk about here is when I'm having fun, I feel it within me. It is deep-seated, it's a buzzing, it's an opening of myself. That joy is always coming from within. And this goes into New Year's resolutions. Making a little bit of a jump here, but it connects. Because I also want to talk about the language of resolve. The whole idea of change as resolve is putting the cart before the horse a little bit, I think. In the same way that saying things bring us joy is displacing the joy that we have within us, saying we are resolving to change is displacing the position that change has within us as well. That change is something that is always happening and will always be happening. It's not something that we need to resolve to do. It's something that, as Reverend Dr. Sunshine said earlier, we allow to happen. It's an allowance, always. And the joy that comes with that change is also an allowance. So when you're resolving to change, whether it's at the beginning of the new year or after something painful happened, starting with the resolve and trying to force that will onto the change can invite a lot of things in that don't necessarily need to be there. What we resolve can be based on, I know some of my friends, I'm 24, by the way. I have a lot of friends that are in college, just getting out of college, and are trying to make the most of their youth. And the summer body comes up a lot in those circles. And that, as an object of resolve for me, not that I can really judge, because I have a lot of these too, but it feels so external. And I used to have that one too. I used to lift weights with the intent to look a certain way. And it took a long time and a few injuries for me to realize, like, oh, that's really not coming from within me. That's not coming from within me at all. I'm trying to force that onto my body, and it's not supposed to be there. And it's something that has been talked about here all the time throughout my life, but as I come into adulthood, I'm starting to understand better and better how to listen to myself. So when I say the cart before the horse is the listening. That's what needs to drive the resolve. And our language around resolutions, I think, muddles that. So I invite you all, if you've made a resolution this year, to maybe reevaluate it. I'm continuing to do that throughout the year and throughout my life, hopefully. But really listen to what change is already happening. And that's where feeling good comes into play, I believe, as the signpost telling you which path to take. This is the direction that your soul, your body, your spirit wants to go. This is the direction that spirit is pulling you toward, and follow that. And that's not to say that that's without effort, because that takes a lot of practice. Change takes practice. Allowance takes practice. Joy takes practice. And this is another thing in my notes that Reverend Sunshine mentioned too. Grief takes practice. Pulling out that grief so that you can make space for the joy that is within you takes practice too. And you have to let that happen. Not only is it okay to let that happen, you have to let that happen, or the joy cannot come out. This is another thing that I know everyone has experienced, right? As you were talking earlier, I started imagining joy as water, and we have a faucet. We all have the faucet. And when we struggle to access the water, it's because we've either lost the faucet, or we haven't turned it in too long and it's rusted, or someone taught us to keep it shut, or something is literally kicking it shut and locking it, and we can't open it. And how we deal with those things, how we remove those obstacles is different for all of us. But the knowledge that the faucet is in us always has been invaluable to me in the past few weeks, I think. There's a part in here about community too, but I think I'm running out of time for that. But to keep it brief, I think deep connection with community is related to this as well, where that deep connection, be it with your friends or with a space like this that holds a lot of people, that connection is tied to the path of feeling good, the path that Spirit is pulling you along, aligning with the path that that community is on or that friend is on, and helping each other in that as well. But it all comes back to that listening. More than anything, that is what I've learned here. I think what the Sounds of Joy brought to us earlier also relates to the conclusion that I came to as I was writing all of this down. I belong with you, you belong with me. I'm surrounded everywhere that I go. Joy surrounds us everywhere that we go. It's in us everywhere that we go. It is in everyone that we see. It is in the people that piss us off. It is in the people that we love. It's in the people that we laugh with. It is everywhere. And I hope it's helpful to take that with you all as well. Thank you.
Beautiful. Oh, thank you so much, Jordan. Oh my goodness. Out of the mouths of babes. So beautiful. Now is our time that before I do that, let me just say that the person in the abundance book discussion last week that said they have a problem with abundance said that they replaced the word with joy. And they said that when they replaced the word with joy, they saw joy everywhere in abundance. That they said, if I go pick a flower out of my garden and I put it in a vase on my table, every time I walk by and see those flowers, I see joy. And then they said, and then I saw a little one with their adult dancing in a tutu, frolicking, and she was so filled with joy, which brought me joy. You see how we do it? You see how it works? Don't let something like the locusts have eaten make you crazy and then you don't know what that means. Translate it for yourself, whatever works. Now is the time for prayer. So may I invite the practitioners to surround the congregation, and Susan Urquhart Brown is bringing up the prayer box. And those of you online, please stand up who are practitioners so we hold the consciousness. You can look around. These are people that you can pray with that are holding the consciousness of wholeness with you and abundance. And so as you who are seated, and you're welcome to stand in your seat if you want to. Stand if you want in prayer. You don't have to, but this is just coming out right now because what we're doing is naming and claiming the truth. So open up to this in your heart as we surrender into prayer. Oh, Holy Spirit, you are welcome here, and we invite you into our hearts and know that you are, consciously invite you because we know that you're already there, for you are who we are. You are everywhere present, so you must be. And what we do in divine partnership with you is to open up our hearts and welcome you in intentionally, so that we can lean into your greatness even more, so that you can help us to eradicate any negative thinking, where we can remember who we are and whose we are and why we are, and we can remember and realize that the wholeness and the allness of God is right where we are. It is in our experience. It is everywhere present. In the furthest galaxy and in the other universes, because we know there's more universes out there, but it's all a part of this one divine plan and place in the infinite, where the water faucets, as Jordon talked about, get turned on with drops of water or streams of water, just like the rivers flow and the lakes are there and the ponds and the creeks and the ocean. All of that is from this same divine consciousness. Just as the sand and the leaves on the trees and the branches and the creepy crawlers in the earth and the two-legged, the four-legged, the multiple-legged, the winged, the finned, all of us who are here experiencing this life, and those who are celestial, our ancestors and the higher realms that Miss Lita talked about, the angelic realms, and we call on the greater beings, all of the greater beings, we call on you this day to help our healing, help us as humanity to do what we need to do to support Mother Gaia in health, healing, and wholeness. Help us to live aright so that we support all of life everywhere present. There is no time and space in God. There is only this right now eternal moment that we breathe into that abundant breath of life. Oh, what a joy and a blessing it is to claim the truth together in collective community today here at the Oakland Center for Spiritual Living, and everywhere where prayers are being uttered, whatever that looks like, sounds like. We unite in that. And so I bless this spiritual home right here. I bless our world and everything that's happening in it, the good, the bad, the ugly, and I bless it knowing that there is healing taking place. We are praying into the healing and the wholeness being revealed right here where we are, tangibly in the tangible form that our affirmations in the abundant book talks about. We bless our nonprofit partner this month, the Linda Hand Foundation, blessing them to support youth in particular and their families who are in need with supplies that help them during the weather, like we're collecting in the barrels and whatever school supplies so that the children can learn. We bless all that they are doing this day. And we bless our ministry of prayer and our prayer list that our practitioners are praying on. We bless all the requests in this prayer box that Susan Urquhart Brown is holding. And we simply lift up every prayer that exists anywhere, and knowing the wholeness and truth of it right now, in particular, the names of these people that I call out: Betty Smith, Tanya Strum, Rocco Rubin, Michael Zalar. We know the truth and the wholeness and the well-being of them right now, whatever it is that they need. And we bless our dear friend and colleague, Reverend Carolyn Jolly Douglas, who has just recently made her transition to the other side. And we know that there are loving hands to greet her and to welcome her in. And we bless her and know that she is held high in that other realm, in that realm of life. And we bless her sons, Brett and Lloyd. And we also bless Drake Lamar, who is the son of practitioner Joyce Lamar, who has made his transition as well. And we know that these beloveds, Drake and Reverend Carolyn, are greeted by the angels and held in their next life, their new life right now. And so now is the time where we get to co-create and participate in this prayer, where I say I fling the doors of this prayer open wide for us to speak our names aloud and speak the names of anyone, anything for whom we are praying. Now is the time, beloveds, to speak it now. And as these names are being spoken, we just send it. It's almost like little thought bubbles and little love clouds just going up like bubbles in the sky that are being lifted, that are being loved, that are being responded to, whatever their prayer needs are, loving each and every one of us up into our greatest and higher self. So in supreme gratitude, joy and love, and total acceptance of this word that I know as I have sent it forth on our behalf, it cannot, it shall not, it will not return to us void. It must produce that which we declare and shower us with the blessings upon high. So let us stand in receptivity for the blessings to be received right here and right now. We rest this word in truth, and we know it is done and done well. And together we can proclaim it done by saying, and so it is. Amen. Ashe, whatever else you want to say. Yes, it is done. Hallelujah. Where are you, Miss Grady? I want to hear you say hallelujah. There you go. There you go. Praise God. Thank you, practitioners. And now it is time for our conscious giving, and Reverend Ike will lead us through that. Thank you, everybody.
And this is how you know this is an open and inclusive spiritual community, even for shorties like me. Wow! Hey. And I hope that you're all in touch with the abundance within you, the joy within you, because now is the time to share it, to give it back. You know, there's so many different ways that you can give. If you go to our oaklandcsl.org website and click on the donate button, it will show you many different ways that you can do, not conscious giving, joyful giving, right? And we're going to have a chance for you to do that right now. Some of you, of course, one of the things you can do is sign up and automatically have your donation given. But there also are forms in the seats behind you that you can bring up if you would like to join the joyful procession to the basket. And for those of you who want to give in church because that's special for you, we have 2 baskets ready and waiting for you. Please come up and join with me when we do the affirmation, which is right here. Read it with me. The more gratitude I feel, the more I am aware that the supply is infinite. And so it is, and now I invite you to come up and give your donations into one of our baskets. Thank you so much.
Hello, OCSL. I usually don't talk, but I need to say something, especially with what Reverend Sunshine said about joy. These individuals on the stage bring me so much joy. They are the sounds of joy, and I just also want to acknowledge the musicians. We've got Daryl Squared up here. We have Daryl Broadnax on bass, Daryl Thompson on drums. He's from East Bay Church of Religious Science. Thank him. And Sounds of Joy, Terry Stanley, Deb Tisdale, Cassandra Arnold, Martha Mangle. And this next song we're going to do for you, it's an original song I wrote with Sharon D. Henderson, God bless her. It's called If I Believe It, and I think you can resonate with the words. Thank you, Reverend Sunshine. Thank you so much.
wonderful Fear Step Santa Maria, who also co-wrote that song.
Okay. I want to appreciate everyone who participated in service this morning, especially Deb and Daryl Squared and the Sounds of Joy. Of course, our own Reverend Dr. Sunshine Michelle, and especially Jason Dabney? Jordon Dabney, sorry, excuse me. And of course, the practitioners who surrounded the congregation in prayer. If you came in after Annie made her announcements and this is your first time visiting us, please pick up a welcome packet. It'll be on the table in the foyer as you're exiting the center. And our practitioners offer many support services to all of us for your well-being. There will be practitioners immediately available after the service in the back of the sanctuary at our in our prayer room. They're requesting that you wear a mask given the close quarters of the prayer room. You may also leave a prayer in our prayer box that Susan Urquhart Brown brought forward, and that's on the, as you're exiting on the rear of the sanctuary on the right side. You can also make an appointment with practitioners because some of them do offer spiritual counseling sessions. You can get their information in the foyer of the social hall on the first floor. All right, I think that's it. Now we're going to do an affirmation. Okay? All right, here we go. Stop. No more guilt, blame, shame. I forgive myself. I bless myself. I love myself just as I am. This moment, I start again and celebrate my grand rising. It's a new day. It's a new dawn. It's a new life, and I'm feeling good.